Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I wanted to create a video about how to know if someone is your twin flame. This is a common question people ask, so I'm hoping this will be helpful to you. So there are some similarities that I've noticed for a lot of people who have met their twin flame, commonalities that are very different than other relationships. So it really is a very unique relationship. And some of the things that you'll experience will be very different than what you've experienced in the past in other relationships. So I think I do need to compare it to a soulmate relationship so that you can distinguish the difference. Please look at some of my other videos as well to get more in-depth information on that subject. But the soulmate, it's a person that you've had previous lifetimes with, and there's a familiarity with the person. You feel very comfortable with them. And typically that relationship is very light, it's fun. The two people are like very friendly and outgoing with each other. There's a comfort there, and it's sort of like meeting your best friend, and it's very easy. The relationship is typically easy. That's one of the words that describes a soulmate relationship. It's an easy relationship. You get along really well, and there isn't a tension. You're just very friendly with each other, and it's very comfortable. With a twin flame, yes, there is still that familiarity. There is still that commonality that you get along really well and so forth. However, the difference is that because this person is carrying part of your own spirit, it's a very, very intense relationship. So there's a very strong mirroring that goes on. And I have another video about why are twin flame relationships so difficult, and you should probably watch that one as well. So when we're going to meet our twin flame, before we meet them, very often people have prophetic dreams. They'll have a dream that someone's coming into their life, or they'll just know, they'll get a sense that they're going to meet somebody very special. And a lot of times they'll see spiritual signs. They'll be seeing a lot of angels. People say they see the numbers 1111 or 111 or 11. Sometimes people will see master numbers, which would be 11, 22, or 33. People will just, a lot of synchronicities. They'll keep seeing synchronicities, things that just seem to happen, almost like magical things happening. And you may start getting a kundalini awakening. So you may start feeling energy at the base of your spine awakening and shooting up your spine. You might feel your heart chakra starting to open before you meet this person. And then when you meet your twin flame, many people report feeling an immediate knowing that they knew this person when they met them, that something very familiar, or it felt fated that they were going to meet them and they were supposed to meet them. Sometimes that feeling happens right away. Sometimes it happens the second or third time they encounter their twin flame. If they're dating them, for example, on the second or third date, they might have this sensation. You may have a feeling that some people have a feeling when they're saying goodbye to their twin flame, that they feel like it's very painful. They feel like they're sort of being pulled apart. Which correlates to a memory, an old ancient memory of this spirit having been torn apart. Most people, if not all people that I've ever talked to or encountered on the twin flame journeys, say that they feel at home. There's a feeling of having come back home, returned to their own home. And this is a very commonality as well. And one of the biggest things about twin flame relationships is that this person is a mirror for you. They're a spiritual mirror. They're here to help you grow and learn and develop spiritually. So it can be very challenging because you're looking at a perfect mirror of your own spirit. And you are in a position where you have to either acknowledge the shadow stuff that's being reflected back to you and address it and work on it, or leave. I mean, those are kind of your choices. And unfortunately, a lot of times one or both partners decide to end the relationship because it's so difficult and not everybody can handle it. Again, I direct you to my other video, Why Are Twin Flame Relationships So Challenging? But I think in recognizing the challenges of the relationship, that's part of what tells you it is a twin flame relationship. And it's not like a karmic relationship. It's not like somebody you're constantly fighting with, or you bring out the worst in each other, that sort of thing. It's more like you can see each other's most amazing, wonderful parts, all of the good stuff, and you can see each other's shadow stuff as well. And you push each other to grow and to evolve spiritually. And hopefully both people are ready to do that when they meet each other. I think one of the best ways to figure out if the person is your twin flame is to do a regression, to have somebody help you do a regression where you regress back to the point where basically where your spirit was torn in half, because that was where you became a twin flame. It was not really a creation, it was a miscreation. And again, watch some of my other videos to understand more about that, because I don't want to get off on another topic. But if you can regress back to that point in time, you will know beyond the shadow of a doubt, behind a shadow of a doubt, that this person is your twin flame. When I met my twin flame, I knew before I met him that I was going to meet him. I actually knew almost my entire life, as far back as I can remember as a young child, that there was someone out there that I was supposed to meet who was like my counterpart. I just couldn't quite put it into words as a child. I didn't know what it was. And then a couple of months before I met him, I knew I was going to be meeting someone that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. That's not what ended up happening. But spiritually, we are connected, and we always will be connected. And then after I met him and we started dating, every time we said goodbye at the end of our date, I felt like I was being ripped in half. I felt like my heart was being torn in half. And so I did do a regression because I wanted to understand what was going on. I wanted to just go in deeply and figure out where this feeling was coming from. I actually wasn't even planning on regressing. I was just going in to figure out and understand what this feeling was. And I ended up spontaneously going back in time to the point in time when he and I were torn in half. And it was horribly painful. And then I understood why I felt like we were being torn in half every time we said goodbye. I was having that memory come back up, and it was painful to say goodbye to him. So after that, it got easier to say goodbye when we said goodnight at the end of a date. But it was interesting. The entire relationship was very interesting. A lot of things happened because we were so spiritually connected. We teleported together on our third date, and we had a lot of other really interesting experiences together. And I think that's one of the ways that you can tell too if it's your twin flame. There's this powerful spiritual energy because your spirits, your parts of your spirits were once part of one larger, more powerful spirit. So when you're together, your energy exponentially increases. So you have a lot of spiritual energy together, and you feel stronger and more powerful and more of yourself, of who you are. And anyway, those are some of the ways you can know if someone is your twin flame. And I hope this has helped answer some of your questions. Thank you.